Hello everyone, this is Peter. If you're watching this video right now, you are either A, really bored, or B, watching my presentation with the class on postmodernism. So what exactly is postmodernism and why do I have a saxophone with me? Well, we'll get into that really quickly. Postmodernism is a literary and philosophical movement that holds no boundaries. Nothing is really sacred, morals are a lie, and ultimately nothing really matters, quite nihilistic in its sense. The idea of postmodernism is rooted in the fundamental of existentialism, and most importantly, as I said before, nihilism. Well, because nothing is sacred, the main goal of this movement is to take the literal piss out of as many things as possible. You might have noticed in this jump cut that I have jumped to a completely different instrument. Well, that's because I love showing off, and I want to show you how many instruments I can play. So, beginning in the 20th century, postmodernism argues that in our day and age, there is no longer really anything that is novel or original. Anything that matters or is remotely interesting has already been expressed in one way or the other. It seeks to prove this by making fun of the most cliched of tropes, you know, the good versus evil, sacred subjects are reduced to the same mundane and profane levels of philosophical importance. For example, you have people who are like, oh, justice is good, and we must believe in the right, etc. And you have like Uncle Ben from Spider-Man who's just like, yes. What does he say? With great power comes great responsibility. That's what he said, right? That's a thing he said. And postmodernism basically just says, yeah, nah, piss off. That's complete bull. An example of a postmodern work is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which is a parody of the book of the same name. Basically, Pride and Prejudice was a very moralistic book. It was written in the 18th century, and it followed the generic trait of a book. You have the climax, the hero's journey, etc. And then the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies lowered those morals. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies lowered those morals by literally taking the piss out of it. Basically Pride and Prejudice lowered the morals by making them seem mundane or normal compared to the imminent attack of the zombies. The impending doom of the zombie apocalypse makes the morals in the book look completely abstract and useless. Here I have a Chinese instrument because why not? Now the thing with why is postmodernism important? It's basically a meme. Postmodernism is a giant meme. If you don't know what a meme is, then you've probably been living under a rock, and I'm not going to explain it. Just Wikipedia it. Basically, it's just taking anything and just making a completely ironic meme out of it. For example, postmodernism takes something we all treasure and value, such as morals, like you should not marry your sister, or you should live a just life, and then postmodernism is just like to you, yeah, nah, piss off, I'm gonna do whatever I want. Now you have like Zizek, who was a Russian philosopher who's alive, who is the basic living embodiment of a meme. He is a Marxist and crazy, and he's so insane that his antics become extremely funny, and that's basically postmodernism in a nutshell. Screw you. Now you may be questioning why I'm using so many different instruments. It's because this video itself is postmodern. Basically, it's meta-modern actually. Although I am informing you about postmodernism, and there is actual facts, I'm doing it in a very piss-take way. But then I'm also making it serious. I have a proper camera, and I've got proper audio equipment, and I'm dictating my words, and this has been written out in a speech in front of me. But at the same time, I'm taking the piss out of this whole thing by inserting random instruments and completely retarded words into it just to make it seem edgy and non-liberal, because that's what I do. And now I'll show you my favorite instrument. Now, some people would argue that this isn't an instrument, but I'd say those people are wrong, because I absolutely believe this is an instrument. This is every instrument in one, because when you have this out there, when you have this instrument, and people ask you what you play, and you say you play every instrument, and they don't believe you, all you gotta do is just put this in here, cock that back, and say, are you sure about that? And then they usually say it's an instrument. And then you can start playing it like an instrument, like dun 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 dun. Oh. Whoops. That's a problem. I might have just shot a hole through that. Oh, well. This has been my talk on memes and postmodernism and its people. We'll run them down again. You have Zizek, who's a Russian philosopher. We take its roots from nihilism and existentialism, like Albert Camus and who's that guy, Nietzsche. And examples of postmodern works are like Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and most parody books. Basically, any sort of parody book is postmodern. The history of the world according to Facebook, etc., etc. I think I've rambled on for way too long. It's going to take me so many edits to make this. But now for the ultimate meme. Sam Sherry, your card was a 3 of clubs. Oh!